Guys, gals, and gas, honey. Yes, honey. Today we have a young black single father who needs our help. Just you listening to his story would help, and you sharing his story with others will help. So what's going on, Big Body Derrick? I know you as Big Body Derrick, but tell the people, who are you? How should we address you?
Well, I prefer to be called Derrick, but I do love the name Big Body Derrick. But yeah, everybody call me Derrick, or you can just call me D. It doesn't really matter.
And let the people know your pronouns so that we get all of that right.
He, him. You can also call me it if you are being mean. I'm okay with that.
Not it, honey. If you're being mean. Um. So tell us, Derek, what is the tea? Why are you on our line? What do you need our help with? What's going on?
Well, honestly, me and my son been going through a rough patch for the last about 2 years tops. We've been homeless, traveling from state to state, just looking for resources, looking to get my story out there to spread awareness to trans people or just parents in general that are going through a hard time, trying to navigate through everything that's going on in the world right now and to just be free and, once again, just make awareness to single parents that are struggling to, maintain and build a life for their kids.
So you said that you and your child are homeless right now.
Yes, we are. Right now, we are in a safe location where we relocated from Nebraska to where I ended up getting a domestic violence case within my brother. He attacked me in front of our young kids. So it was just a whole lot of BS. So I was able to start a GoFundMe and once again make awareness and raise enough money to relocate to California. So now we're in a domestic violence shelter and we have a month left here before I have to find somewhere else to go. So yeah, it's been one of those times.
I get it. It sounds real as hell. I'm curious.
But yeah.
What made you go to Cali of all places?
Honestly, just doing like different research, I saw that there were a lot of programs for the LGBTQIA plus community as well as single parents and homeless people. But once I arrived here, it wasn't as much as the research informed me. So just like one of those things where I have to come here to see, and now I see. So I have to figure out my next steps so we can continue to progress the way that we are.
I got you. And you said that you had a domestic violence incident with your brother.
Yes, my biological brother. So we like once again we were homeless before I ended up moving with my brother. We got evicted from our home in Wisconsin. I wasn't making enough money to maintain, my lifestyle as far as taking care of my kid and my car note and things of that nature. And like I said, I'm a single parent doing it by myself. And before I wasn't obtaining child support. So now that I'm getting child support, it's only minimum. So it just helps out a certain amount. So it wasn't enough to maintain the house that I had. So we got evicted. I was able to obtain my car at the time. So we just traveled from Wisconsin to Chicago to New York to we were just going some of everywhere. I mean, we touched so many states and none of them felt right or none of them had the resources that I needed at the time. So I ended up communicating with a associate of mine. She let me crash with her for a few months, but it wasn't a safe place for me mentally and physically for my son. So I had to find somewhere else to go or I was going to be in jail. And I ain't trying to be away from my kid, So it was just one of those things. So my brother, my biological brother, reached out to me and was like, hey, you can come crash here. We ended up going there. I already knew like my transition was a big issue for them. Like I knew it firsthand because they could not get my pronouns correctly. They're calling my son, telling him I'm his mom. He knows I gave birth to him, but at the same token, he's always called me dad. So the disrespect was on a high level, and it was starting to mess with me mentally. And then it started to get physical once I wasn't doing the stuff that he wanted me to do. Just always in the house with his kids on top of my kid, and just like I have one child. How am I supposed to progress and do what I need to do for my child if I'm in the house with your kids and then my kids and then you're not trying to do anything to help me? It was just one of those things where I was getting used. So it's like, do I want to stay here and deal with that or figure out my next move and just move around? So we ended up getting into a little altercation. He was drunk and off of drugs. He attacked me in front of our little kids. I don't fight in front of my kid regardless of what's going on. I just don't do that. So I got a police report and I left and I started to GoFundMe. I raised enough money to get here and maintain the first month that we was here, and like now stuff is like drying up. So I'm just like trying to progress a little bit more and do what I need to do to figure out my next steps once my time is up here.
Got you, got you.
Yeah.
You've given us a lot of context clues. You mentioned pronouns and giving birth and all that. So the assumption, my assumption, is you're a trans man.
I am a trans man, mama. I was born biological female. I transitioned when my son was one and a half, give or take. So yes, I am a trans man. I'll be 7 years this October.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
7 year anniversary, honey. You know they say seven is a magic number. You know,
that's the one, ma.
days of the week, and things like that. But with you being trans, I think it's important that we acknowledge that because for a lot of single parents, regardless of race, they tend to have a village around them. And from what I know, in being trans, we don't always have that village. So
Oh
is
no.
that so is that kind of the situation with you? Is that the reason why your biological brother was, or one of your brothers was, the only family support?
That is correct. So when I first started my transition, like I knew it was gonna be an issue because they could never get my pronouns right, my name, like nothing was just right. And I'm not even close to my family because of me growing up the way that I did and being lesbian and just being in and out of the system, things of that nature. So it was always like a strand on me and my family. So I created my own family. That's why I have my son. So by me having my son, I just have like a whole different outlook of what the real term of family mean. So he was just asking to help me to benefit him, having somebody watch his kids and things of that nature. So it was one of those things, more of a not a give and take, but more of a him taking per se. So it was just like one of those things. So it's no real family togetherness when it comes down to me being me and having a family. So my son is my family. That's just what it is.
I'm getting the impression that it was possibly a situation where, like, oh yeah, I know this nigga ain't got no support, so I could use this motherfucker as a babysitter and let this
That is
motherfucker
correct.
sleep on my couch. Because again, I was just having this conversation. A lot of people look at members of the LGBTQ community as accessories and not as real humans. They want us to be lap dogs. They want us to be entertainment. They want us to be
Exactly.
babysitters. Um,
Exactly.
so you mentioned that you were identifying as lesbian before transitioning, and you
Correct.
had your son before transitioning. So how
Correct.
the hell did you end up carrying? How the hell did you end up pregnant, Derek?
Okay. Everybody asks this. One, I'm very open minded. Okay, I can shut my mental off when it come down to something like that. One, I'm broke, so I ain't got no money for no insemination. Two, it was only 10 minutes, ma, and I only had to do it one time. So if it was gonna take one time, I'm gonna do it one time. It was free. I know wholeheartedly. Okay, so like I had a friend or whatever, so I'm like, hey, I knew he liked me, so it was like, okay, you like me, I want a baby, so why not? Hit him up, hey, you want to go half on the kid? My terms were I wanted him to be in my baby's life because I knew I was going to transition, but at the same token, whatever I do with my life, it has nothing to do with you and your child's, relationship. And so that's how I was. He wanted to be with me. I didn't want to be with him. It was just one of those situations where, okay, well, I showed you don't want to be with me, so I don't want to do nothing with your kid. And that's how it was. So like I fought for years and years and years to try to make him be in my son's life until I had to take a step back and like, why am I forcing this old grown ass man to take care of a child that we both created, Like it's his. I ain't one of those people that's just gonna be do hopping on stuff, I'm not like that. So like, this your baby, do what you need to do. But the fact that I didn't want to be with him or convert to how he wanted me to be, he chose to take care of other people's kids rather than take care of his. And that's such a repeated cycle for my life because my mother did the same thing. Rather be a parent to other people than be a parent to your own kids. So I guess I kind of have an attraction to those type of people.
Well, baby, honey, if that's the case, then that must be the reason why the black community is stuck. Because apparently we all attracted to that motherfucker. Um,
Man.
but no. Realistically, and I talk about it a lot on our platforms. We know that we have a lot of work to do as the black community. We've been
Right.
derailed by this thing called white supremacy. In this country, and is taking a toll on us. However, that doesn't make excuses for black people being horrible parents. You should be the parent that you wanted. I believe.
Right.
So, Derek, it sounds like dude wanted you to be his girl,
That's the
and
one.
and you was like, no, nigga, I ain't that girl, honey. You know.
That's the one.
But I still want you to take care of your child, and he was like, nah, you you
Pretty
and
much.
you a man now, you could do it. It sounds.
Hey, that's the one. That's pretty much. That is
No,
pretty much it.
no, I appreciate you validating me, Derek, because people be taking my discernment skills as a joke, honey.
No, it is. It's real, and that's what hey, I'm gonna advocate for real life, and my life is so real, and that's basically what it was. Like, oh, you don't want to be my girl, you feel me? So it was like, okay, but like, yeah, no, it's not it.
Now, Derek, I gotta ask you because I know a lot of people watching is going to be asking too.
Hmm.
Gotta play devil's advocate. You knew you
Okay.
didn't want this man. You knew you
Yeah,
wanted this baby. Um, what were you not prepared to be a single parent? Did you not?
I was not. I was not. And let me explain to you why I was not prepared to be a single parent. I was with the woman for 6 years. The baby was planned for her and myself. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we can raise our child, but at the same token, he can have his father. So regardless of what I was going to do with my life, I wholeheartedly believe that they should still be parents. So like she was going to be the mother figure, I was going to be me because I'm just a parent. I don't do gender roles. You don't have to call me a dude. You don't have to call me a woman. I'm a parent. I'm a person. That's how I feel about my life. So it was definitely one of those. I did not believe that I was going to be doing this by myself, like at all. I thought I was going to have her, hell, and him, and the whole village. I thought me having a baby because of my position within my family, I thought that would bring them closer. I thought that my child would be the one to bring everybody closer and me and her closer. He could be with his dad. It was just one of those fairy tales. You know how everybody has one of those stories they want to grow up and be a wife and all that. I ain't had that, but I knew I wanted to be a parent. So that was my vision, and it was
I wouldn't
yeah.
even. I wouldn't even say that it's a fairy tale. I would say that for strong-willed people, people with head on their shoulders, people with a strong moral compass. I think, like most people, we assume that everybody is like us. We assume
Yeah.
that with everybody, your word is your bond. I'm a mother. For example, I'm a motherfucker. My word is my bond. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. The people wanted me to have a presence on social media. Our community felt like my voice was needed. So I'm here,
Exactly.
even through mental illness, through whatever. I'm going to
And
be
I
here
got all
because
that.
this is a commitment that I made to my community. So people like us can be considered naive because a lot of times we don't consider that other motherfuckers are trash. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it sounds like a lesson learned, and at the end of the day,
Right.
you're still building your family. And speaking of your family, I'm concerned about your son a bit. You said son, right? You have a male child.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Um, how is he handling it? How has he been handling all of this moving around and experiencing this trauma?
Well, before like the altercation with my brother, like he was okay with the moving around until we got to that one place when we were before we got to Nebraska, before we got to my brother's house. That situation, that 6 months that we were in Illinois, it was not good on his mental. He was a totally different child, and it was just like, and I understood, and I respected how he felt about the situation. That's why I got him out of that situation and moved to Nebraska. He did an entire 360. So with us being in California, he likes it. He's happy. So my goal right now is to right now I'm applying for school, so I just have to finish that up on Tuesday. I'm still looking for a job. I'm still looking for cribs. I'm getting like stuff situated because my baby likes the school. So if he likes the school, I want to support that because he's a kid that doesn't like school because of his trauma. So when the fact that he does like this school and he feels safe, my goal is to make him continue to feel safe. So that's why I'm trying to bring light about what's going on within my situation. Not like I'm just like some bum ass nigga that just sits on my ass. Like I've never been like that. I've always figured it out. But my grandmother told me if you need help, the most adult thing for you to do is to ask. So now I'm at that point where okay, I have to be strong enough and show my kid it's okay to ask for help when you don't have anybody because we don't have anyone but each other. So that's really my goal right now is to figure out what I'm gonna do, stay around the area that I'm in California, and just keep moving forward and forget all the bullcrap that I was just going through.
I have to throw in there. I understand that that the baby is happy in Cali. I understand why people are happy in Cali, period, because the weather is some of the most beautiful weather in the country, and it gives you the opportunity to be outside and to soak up those UV rays. So it definitely does genuinely contribute to people being happy. I do want you to consider the with all the housing issues going on in Cali. I do want you to consider that the possibility of moving again, just because it's so
Mm-hmm.
expensive to live in Cali. Not going to attempt to make the decision for you. If it's meant for y'all to
No,
be,
you're not.
if it's
I've already considered it. I
if
know,
it's
I know, I promise you.
if it's meant for y'all to be in Cali, y'all will be in Cali. But I just want you to keep your
Mm-hmm.
mind open because I'm confident that your son is going to be happy anywhere that you feel happy and safe.
Facts.
For
And the
real.
whole thing is like I don't mind staying in California, but like he deep in his heart, he wants to go back to Atlanta. So if I can just the whole goal, okay, my thought process is to make enough money here as much as I can, like in a few like time frame that I have, and then go back to Atlanta. That's where he wants to be. Like respectfully, he wants to be in Atlanta, and I don't have a problem moving back to Atlanta. I'm pretty sure with the way that my platforms are going and if I start communicating the way that I need to, I can make some moves in Atlanta. That's really the goal. But I wanted to come to Cali to see if the research that I was doing would actually be the help that I needed to get me out of that situation that we was just in Nebraska. So that's why we're here. Stepping stone, not the stopping stone.
Now, the whole goal of us doing this is that we want y'all to donate. We want y'all, whoever could donate, we want y'all to donate to Derrick because, like he said, this is a time for us all to come together. And if he's the first person you see needing help, he's not going to be the last, especially during this administration and all of the things going on with this administration. Not to mention all of the social injustice that we have to deal with as black people and trans people. And keep in mind, a lot of y'all are single parents watching, and y'all have help. This is a man who is genuinely doing it on his own. I have one question for you, Derek. With the money that everybody donates, because people nosy, they want to know where their money gonna go. What's
Of course,
what's
of course.
what's your plan with the coins? What do you plan to do exactly?
All that funds that anybody gives us is going towards housing and a vehicle buy so I can maneuver to make more money because you know it takes money to make money. So I'm looking for stability to help us with the move and stuff, get us situated to because we getting our stuff situated with like CalWorks and stuff like that. So we're gonna get stuff flowing. I just need that extra little help to make sure I can maintain the housing until I'm able to get to Atlanta if that's where we're gonna end up going. And then I need a car so I can maneuver and things of that nature. So I ain't just trying to be out here stealing nothing that I don't even like asking for help. I'm just doing it for the sake of my son because if I don't show him that it's okay to ask for help, he'll probably be in his 30s like myself, sitting up here struggling trying to figure things out. So I'm just trying to show him something different.
Hey, baby, thirties is younger and broker than it used to be. Real talk for all who don't know and they wonder why so many of us, even with college degrees, while we're struggling, is because of the wage gap. Some people would consider it wage theft. These companies they pay their workers the bare minimum. Our our minimum wage is not a livable wage. People literally, commonly, even with college degrees, don't make enough money to live on their own without kids. We are actually becoming not sure if it's good or bad, but we're becoming more of a communal society, and we're going back to community because anybody who can is moving back in with family. And it's
Facts.
it's it's becoming a thing where the only people who are really moving out are the married couples where they're both working. To be completely honest with y'all, I'm about to move back in with family for a little while. But Derek, also, uh, for people who might want to hire you, who people who might be hiring, people who might be interested in having and hiring a black trans person. Do you
Oh,
have
I got a lot of experience.
do you have
I
do
got
you
so I do everything.
what you
I've
do,
been in
Derek?
pest control. Oh, you ready? You ready? I've been in pest control for over 7 years. I've been in management in pest control as well. So I know my ins and outs of my bugs and my chemicals. I have management experience. I have cooking experience. I've had childcare experience. I've been a daycare teacher as well. So and I know how to clean. I know how to cook and I'm cute, so just hire me. Like it's just one of those things.
I dig it. I bang with it. I bang with it. Um, we've covered all the bases, yo. You speak very well, my brother. Is there anything else that you want the people to know about you to help your cause?
I do. I just want to make awareness that for those people that are, oh, go get a job, go get a job. It's a little hard when you have your son that's glued to you and you don't have anybody that you trust where you can go have them watch you. So that's the main reason why, like this whole summer stuff, I wasn't able to work because I didn't have childcare. It didn't approve me for childcare. So once again, I'm getting stuff flowing now. So that could be, it won't be a barrier. So don't think I'm just out here sitting down on my ass. I'm not doing that. I just have to wait for my child to get situated in order for me to make my adult moves. You got to have your kids safe, right? You got to have them safe. And then I can start making moves I need to do for myself or my mental health and things of that nature. So once he cool fully, I can start being an adult.
No,
That
I
was
I absolutely get that. The village and the family that I grew up around, it was very much like, no, we don't trust our kids with everybody. And now with social media and camera phones and CCTV and daycares, we're seeing that children can't be trusted with everybody, even with their license. So I'm personally not judging you being a single parent who's not rushing out to get a job ASAP without your child being secure. I definitely get it. I mean, me personally, I'm not sure if I'd feel secure enough being homeless to look for a job if I was a parent. And I'm only imagining. I don't have a kid. But no, I'm praying for you, my brother. You know a bitch broke too. So
hey, we
so
gonna get it
that's
together, Mark.
so that's why I'm offering you my platform. I think that's the biggest thing I could do.
Yeah, the
Um,
blessing. Thank you.
and donate to this brother, honey. My broke ass is even going to send them a couple dollars. So the least you could do is send them 50 cent, bitch. You know what I mean?
Okay,
No,
and I don't got Cash App. I got Venmo and I got GoFundMe.
we will be the go his Derek's GoFundMe is linked in the description of this video, honey. You can also find Derek's GoFundMe in my link in my bio. Donate to this brother. Let's give him the community and the village that he needs, my people. Peace, love, and blessings to all of y'all watching.